Man, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna start posting a lot more. I'm gonna be back, y'all, but I'll be busy. So my man Kevin Gates, he went on the Shannon Sharpe show. I'm glad he went to a black show. That's keeping it 100 right there. But he didn't go to no Vlad, none of these imitators that's always trying to interview the flunkies. So getting right into it, uh, he went right on Shannon Sharpe. Get kind of gave it his all. They said previously he went on Mike Tyson's show, starting off uh, revealing what happened in his past childhood and everything, and it was a good interview. I can't believe I sat and watched that whole thing, but yeah, he was talking, and when he talked about what happened in his childhood, he previously mentioned that on this track, Fairy Tale from Only the Generals too. That was a nice mixtape, a follow up on the first one, which is a nice one. But he mentioned mentioned all that, and you know that, like I said, he said that what came behind that was a lot of positive, you know, a lot of positivity came behind that from grown men, everybody who, have been through something, you know. So, a lot of people don't like to speak on that sensitive topic. So, yeah, kudos to him for that. But the next topic he talked about, he like another thing he spoke on that in this song. That was the lyrics, right there. He said he molested inside his mother's home. She ain't believe me. Said he stole his grandmother's gun and put him up. So there it is. Uh, a lot of people don't even, what messes me up with this with Kevin Gates on live mixtapes or whatever. I know a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people do streaming now, but I mean, if y'all really into music, this is what you kind of go to. You know what I'm saying? You go to the mixtape. That's where you get the most personality out of people. That's why everybody gravitated toward a lot of these artists in the first place. You know, if they was listening to the radio songs, then that's just what they do. But a lot of mixtapes. He got plenty of mixtapes on there. Nice little catalog there. A lot of stuff that you not gonna hear on Pandora. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the streaming sites. You don't hear the underground stuff. So and what the list looks like, they even got Max B on there. I never seen Kevin Gates on there. Probably maybe once. I don't even think that, which is crazy because Max B on there and Gates is not. So yeah, but you constantly see those three at the top, always there. Every once in a while you'll see Gotti up there, and when something viral happens or something like when Juke and all that. But yeah, he talked and he got asked about Boosie and other Baton Rouge artists. He said that he cleared up a lot of rumors. He said that him and Boosie still have a great relationship, and he didn't have to do a song with him. That was the next kind of thing he, kind of talked about. And, he basically cleared rumors on Lil Wayne beef when asked about the, Young Money situation. He simply said, where, here I am now. He was glad it didn't happen, which I feel him because even though he was early in the game, he still realized even being in front of the biggest, he was still bigger. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he is, but he had enough sense to not sucker himself out of a major solo deal instead of being hooked into a group. Like, I know Wayne wasn't trying to, make him another Migos and nothing like that, but that was around the time when Migos came out. And it would have just boosted gutter sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's all about business at the end of the day. And he also mentioned that Boosie didn't have to do a song with him in '08. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because even in the Louvre, you still never heard of Gates. You know what I'm saying? To, like, in the streets, like, you never heard of really Gates. And, he was more mainstream before he was street famous, like, in my eyes, because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people's eyes, that a lot of people I knew. You know what I'm saying? I had dudes who was damn near nerds saying, bro, I'm surprised you don't listen to Gates, bro. You remind me so much of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a little jag at the time, you know what I'm saying? So I still never really paid attention until like 2008. 2017. That's when I kind of got hooked. You know what I'm saying? Like I was listening to the other artists, and I was always listening to the story prosper, not what you know what I'm saying. Because you once they go mainstream though, you do get that you know what I'm saying that evil part in there. Because they want you to talk about what they want you to talk about. So yeah, that was a good interview. He addressed. He said him and Wayne still got a good relationship, keep in contact, ain't no beef. He said he ain't, and it ain't nothing like that. He also addresses, relationship with Drika on the slide, subliminally. If you read between the lines, he said that basically he was being used for money just because he let her handle all the finances, and that was probably the wrong thing to do. But you trusted her. You thought y'all was on the same page, had the best interest in each other. You know what I'm saying? Each other's success. And you thought she would still hold you down even without the money. Because she was still there before you were famous. And had all that. But like I said, it's crazy, man. But that's kind of what happens. A lot of women change too. Future even said it before in one of his songs. He he just seen the bitch make the money turn evil. Like this was 2016 on the track Colossal. This shit get colossal. That was around the time Gates blew up. He said it in this interview. So yeah, man. And they had the going back 10 years conversation. He said he wanted to work with Rihanna. Which is cool. Who wouldn't want to hear Gates and Rihanna song? A lot of people want to hear that, but yeah, man. That's my take on it. But share, comment, subscribe. We got more coming for you. Just stay tuned.